One of the most popular sitcoms on television in the late 70s was NBC's Diff'rent Strokes. So why would one of the main characters decide to leave the show midway through the second season? Well, that's just what happened when Mrs. Garrett decided to leave. I was a huge fan of Diff'rent Strokes when it first aired. It featured Conrad Bain in the role of Mr. Drummond, a wealthy businessman from Manhattan who adopts two boys from Harlem, played by Gary Coleman and Todd Bridges. Their mother, who also happened to be Mr. Drummond's housekeeper, had just passed away. One of the main characters of the show was the Drummond family's new housekeeper named Mrs. Garrett. She was played by Charlotte Rae, a singer and comedian who had been in numerous television shows and films since the mid-50s. In the Season 1 finale episode called The Girls' School, Kimberly Drummond, played by Dana Plato, requests Mrs. Garrett's help to sew costumes for a student play at East Lake School for Girls, the school Kimberly attended in upstate New York, as her dorm's house mother had recently quit. Mrs. Garrett agrees, and the school play is a hit. While visiting the school, Mrs. Garrett also ends up helping resolve other problems that some of the girls are dealing with. It's in this episode where she meets many of the girls, including Blair, Tootie, and a young student named Molly, played by Molly Ringwald in one of her earliest on-screen appearances. Mrs. Garrett is asked to stay on as the new house mother, but states she would rather remain working for the Drummonds. Shortly after the end of the first season of Diff'rent Strokes, Charlotte Rae proposed the idea for a spin-off based upon the Girls' School episode. NBC approved the show, which would become the show we all know as The Facts of Life. It would be the story of the housekeeper who became a house mother for boarding students in a prestigious private school. Charlotte Rae had the stipulation written into her contract that said she could return to Diff'rent Strokes if the new spin-off was not successful. Needless to say, The Facts of Life went on to become an extremely successful show for NBC, running a full 9 seasons, more than even Diff'rent Strokes. Heck, the show even had an episode featuring all of the girls from the school visiting Paris, France. After starting her career as a stand-up comedian and a character actress in various supporting roles on television, The Facts of Life finally made Charlotte Rae a television star. I love this picture of Charlotte Rae with Facts of Life co-stars Kim Fields and Lisa Whelchel, taken in 2016. It's clear that Rae clearly had an impact on the lives of these young actresses. I would love to read your comments about this video. Were you a fan of Diff'rent Strokes? Do you remember the Girls' School episode? How about The Facts of Life? I know that I watched both of these shows during their initial runs and then later in syndication. Also, if you haven't yet done so, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to my channel. My videos focus mostly on music, television, and movies from the 70s and 80s. Thanks for watching and have a great day.